Welcome, dear viewers, to another carefully crafted deep dive on whatever you need, the channel where we untangle the moments everyone talks about but few truly understand. Before we immerse ourselves in today's story, one that unfolded in a bustling terminal where two well-known figures moved through the air like shadows brushing past each other. Don't forget to support our work by subscribing to whatever you need, hitting that like button, and joining our members tab to help us continue bringing you the most intriguing narratives behind the scenes of Turkish celebrity life. What happened earlier today was not dramatic in the theatrical sense, nor was it the kind of confrontation tabloids hope for. Instead, it was a sequence so subtle and so layered that only those attuned to the quiet language of public encounters could fully grasp its electricity. The airport, alive with echoes of rolling trolleys and overlapping voices, suddenly found itself hosting a moment of cinematic tension. Erkan Meriç and Hazal Subaşı, arriving almost simultaneously, though from different directions, stepped into the collective gaze of everyone nearby without ever acknowledging each other in an obvious manner. Their presence did not require conversation, it didn't even depend on proximity. What gave this moment its charge was the choreography of unspoken awareness, the way one adjusted a step as the other redirected a gaze, forming a delicate structure of movement that only people accustomed to attention can generate. Erkan, maintaining the composed demeanor he is known for, lifted his suitcase with a fluid motion, scanning the area not with nervousness, but with a controlled understanding, the kind of instinct developed from years of navigating crowded spaces while being a public figure. Hazal, equally poised, drifted from a quieter corridor accompanied by her assistant, her steps neither hurried nor hesitant, simply aligned with an internal compass calibrated to avoid unnecessary entanglement. And as this nearly invisible dance unfolded, the air around them thickened with curiosity. Phones rose above heads like metallic petals catching the light. Conversations dipped then surged. A few travelers nudged each other, whispering names, uncertain at first but increasingly convinced that they were witnessing a scene layered with unspoken history. The internet is fast and fan accounts even faster. Within minutes, snippets of their movement had already begun circulating, fueling interpretations that multiplied faster than the original footage itself. What makes such a moment compelling is not merely the presence of two celebrities in the same place. It's the dynamic their shared past casts like a shadow across the space between them. Observers noticed how Erkan shifted his direction just slightly, gliding behind a family with a stroller as though choosing a softer path through the crowd, while Hazal's assistant guided her toward a lesser-known passageway often ignored by most passengers. Even the airport security staff seemed to read the moment with a professional kind of discretion, subtly easing their presence to ensure smooth passage. Midway through this unfolding narrative, let us pause for a brief reminder. If you enjoy these in-depth analyses of subtle celebrity moments, the kind the media often misinterprets or oversimplifies, please consider subscribing to whatever you need. Your likes and comments help our videos reach more people, and your membership support through the join button pushes us forward in crafting detailed, high-caliber storytelling just like this. Back to the scene, reporters lurking outside the terminal tried to spin a narrative immediately. One muttered something about them avoiding each other, a phrase repeated often but rarely accurate in its implications. Those standing closer, however, insisted that there was no visible discomfort, no harsh glances, no shifting expressions suggesting tension. Instead, what they saw was a mutual awareness held with professional restraint, the quiet etiquette of two individuals who understand that personal interpretations can spiral out of control with a single unguarded look. Some swore their eyes met, if only for the length of a breath. Opinions diverged quickly, one group declared it a soft, almost nostalgic acknowledgement, others claimed it displayed the calculated caution of two people trying to preempt a media storm. The truth, as always, lived somewhere beyond sweeping assumptions. Public spaces impose their own pressures, and celebrities often navigate them with a sensitivity most people never realize they must maintain. Hazal, moving through the shifting light of the glass panels near the exit, tucked a strand of hair behind her ear in a gesture so subtle it could have belonged to anyone. Yet in the heightened lens of attention, even such simple acts were given weight, dissected by fans who later slowed down posted clips frame by frame. Meanwhile, Erkan lengthened his stride just enough to slip out of the main current of passengers, his expression steady, revealing nothing except perhaps a desire to exit without igniting unnecessary speculation. This sustained rhythm continued until they reached the outer line of vehicles. Erkan offered a small, courteous gesture toward the photographers, neither enthusiastic nor dismissive, a signal that the moment was nearing its natural conclusion. Hazal, maintaining the same understated composure, reached her car without once turning back toward the building, her assistant keeping the space around her fluid and uninterrupted. Yet the silence didn't end once the car doors closed. Instead, the absence of interaction became the very heart of the conversation online. The way their movements mirrored each other in reverse, the pause of one aligning with the continuation of the other, drew more attention than a direct meeting would have. It was as if the lack of overt acknowledgement amplified the intrigue, producing a harmony of motion that fascinated strangers who had no prior investment in their story. For longtime fans, the scene held a different resonance. After all, these were two individuals whose past collaborations created strong emotional impressions, whose screen chemistry still lingers in the minds of audiences. And so, seeing them navigate the same space with such exquisite subtlety revived discussions that had quieted over time. Was this purely coincidence, or the quiet result of instinct guiding them away from unnecessary publicity? Those who watched in person described it as something they would recall long after the noise of the terminal faded, a fleeting composition of movement, timing, and controlled grace. Let us take another moment to remind our valued viewers. Your engagement shapes the future of the channel. Don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments section, and subscribe to whatever you need for more cinematic deep dives into the unscripted moments behind celebrity life. And if you truly want to support our growth, tapping the join button helps us create richer, more nuanced content for you. Returning to the final strokes of this airport encounter. Once their vehicles began to pull away, something in the air lingered, like the drift of a scene that shouldn't be dissected but inevitably will be. The travelers who witnessed it carried the memory with them, trying to articulate why it felt important though nothing explicitly happened. But that is the power of understated moments, they often reveal what loud ones obscure. Two figures, separate yet subtly intertwined by timing, navigated the crowded terminal with nothing but composed silence and a shared understanding of the curious world watching them. No reunion, no conflict, not even a greeting, only the quiet professionalism of two people who know exactly how visible they are, even when they try to melt into the background. And so, dear viewers, we conclude today's story with a lingering note of intrigue. Was it coincidence sculpted by the hands of fate? Was it a carefully executed maneuver to avoid fanning dormant speculation? Or was it simply a fragment of everyday life magnified by the public eye? Whatever your interpretation, share it with us, we truly want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for joining us on Whatever You Need. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and consider becoming a channel member to help us continue bringing these immersive narratives to your screen. Until the next chapter unfolds, stay curious and stay tuned.